original, but I call it mine. We are all actors, everyone, making entrances, learning lines. All I want is to feel alive. All I need is to be satisfied. All I need is you.
I've totally forgotten the song. It's Dan RadioStyle. I wrote it down on another page. That was Blue Train, All I Want. I actually changed my mind as to what show I was going to do seriously right before I started filming it. I was like, no, I want to do this topic instead. And I do. And that's why this is the topic. We're doing something along the lines with, again, with the us pushed out stuff, or us pushed out what? I'm not sure what I'm going to call it. It's something along that concept, right? I am like a lot of you guys, right? I hate when someone comes back and tells me I've been doing something stupid. And I don't mean it in a disrespecting way, but in a like, dang it, yeah, you're right. Like I was doing that. Like a lot of us are like, no, I'm not. I've been looking at what's going on. This isn't us pushed out. There's no way this is me pushed out. And maybe we dig in a little bit, find out it's us pushed out, whatever. It's annoying. But what I want to talk about is kind of the importance of the concept of us pushed out. So many of us experience us pushed out and they freak out. We're like, no. Because it's a bad thing, right? It's kind of associated with being bad. And I agree, and I've had that same experience. And all of us, by the way, every one of us, it's always us pushed out. It is us pushed out because what we're thinking about on the inside, what we're vibrating at, is what we attract 100% of the time. Always, forever, always. It is just how it is. It's the way the universe works. It's like, here's the rules. It's like you always move in this direction in Monopoly. You never go backwards, right? There's no backwards in Monopoly. You always go forwards, for those of you that have played Monopoly. If you haven't, hey, guess what? You can only go forwards. There's a whole no parking. There's a jail. You can jump ahead to jail. But again, you're always going forward. That being said, it's the rules. It's how it works. Whatever you're vibrating at, it's what you're attracting. So it is us pushed out. And so many of us are like, no. And what I'm trying to get you to see is that us pushed out is actually demonstrating life to us. It's showing us life. It's showing us what's going on inside us. It's showing us what we are creating, what we are participating in, what we are experiencing. That life, our life, specifically tailored to you and I. Our own individual life. So what we're trying to manifest, what we're thinking, what we're saying, what we're doing, you don't just constantly go through life and like for those of us maybe that are trying to manifest our specific person, right? And we're constantly freaking out that I'm meeting random strange people and I'm trying to manifest my specific person. Why is this random strange person in my life? What am I? How is this us pushed out? How is this me? How is this? What is going on? And a lot of us kind of get a little nervous. Like, oh, crap, what am I doing wrong? This person is weird. Like, why are they in my life? Because it's catching your attention. Obviously, it's significant in its own right. It's caught your attention. I frequently talk about how when things catch our attention, there's a reason for it. It's important. Pay attention. And I'm very much a part of this whole things do happen for a reason, mind you. And I'm very a part of that. And some people say, well, no, it's you pushed out. And I'm like, sure, I agree, 100%. But on top of it being me pushed out, there's a reason for it. Now, maybe that reason is solely to show me what I've been thinking, saying, and doing, and what my beliefs have really been tailored around, right? Maybe that's showing me that. So that's a reason. As far as I'm concerned, that is a reason. That's something. But on top of that, sometimes there can be more as well. There can be other aspects. I'm going to give a good example because I want everyone to realize it's not necessarily always us pushed out. It's not always that way. I've got a really dear friend of mine. I know her from the coffee shop. I know she doesn't watch these shows. She's aware of this, that I do this, but she's way too busy a woman, and we're just friends, right? Her husband's a good man. I know him very well as well. And he's got cancer right now. So we've been kind of catching up on the weekends, the only time we can ever talk. It's just, she texts occasionally, but it's just really, again, she's so busy she's got a ridiculous amount of stuff in her life. Parents are living with her. They hate each other. Like, her husband's sick. The brother's living there too. They've got a very small place. And did I mention the only one that actually makes any money right now? Well, husband makes some too. He's got cancer. It's bladder cancer. It's treatable, but it's a big tumor and it's really affecting things. So we talk, and it's kind of like a chance for her to talk about what's going on with someone, because there's not a lot of people that she can just open up like this with, right? And two, I care, and I love this guy too. This guy, he's just awesome. He's great. So they're both just a wonderful couple. They are a great example to me in a lot of ways, and they've got a lovely daughter. I don't really know her very well, but it's a cool little family. They're a great little family. So there's a lot of strain, a lot of stress. Right? A lot going on. And a chance for her to unload, unleash, and talk to. And this is someone I happen to like very much, so I enjoy listening to what's going on, and I care very much. Yes, my mom has been through cancer, so you could say, well, this is you pushed out, Dan. Okay, yeah, I get that. Or, on the other side of it, I guess, if we want to be very black and white, yes, I agree. It's me pushed out. On a more Dan RadioStyle side of this, it's the fact that I can empathize with this lady to a degree. It's my mom. It's definitely a loved one that I've got on my side that's been going through this struggle for years. I mean, it's just been a number of different things. There's always stages and steps. It's different for everyone. Everyone's experience is different. So it's very important to realize that as well. But so yes, is it us pushed out? I don't know. There's a connection. But I can empathize. She knows this lady I've been talking to. She knows my mom. She knows about her. Right? She knows I was up there to see her not long ago. So is it always us pushed out? I don't think that. I think there's times where things are happening to us that are because we're here to interact with other human beings. We're here to live life with others. It's not just about what we're trying to manifest. In fact, manifesting is how our experience is created. And a lot of people, when they first get into the whole manifesting thing, are very into it in a very single focus or single-threaded focus on it. Like, I'm just going to work on this, and there's nothing else in my life, and blah, 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 and I have blinders, and that's great. And you will make that happen, and there's just no doubt about that. That is how it happens. That's how creation works. But there actually is a larger thing that we're all a part of. Even if we're just focusing on that, we still probably go to work, or we still go to school, or we still interact with people. We go to coffee shops, we go whatever. We're out interacting. We're walking in the village. For those of you that have internet and live in a village. And I think that's out there. I definitely think there's probably villages. Because here in America, everything's a city. It's a city. It's like it's bigger than that. It's like a neighborhood if it's small. And I think that's probably the equivalent. But anyway, a lot of it comes down to our connection and our interactions in life. These are created by us. They are our creations. Right? We're a part of that. We're creating it for a reason. We interact with other souls. We've talked about higher selves, right? Working with others at night while we sleep. I've mentioned this anyways in other videos. And a lot of these things come down to we're going to interact with people from our soul family throughout the day. It's just part of living. It's part of why we come here. We like that interaction. That's important to us. And like your regular physical family. If you had to go days without seeing members of your physical family, it'd drive you nuts, right? Like at least the ones you care about. So it's the same thing. They're close to you and you want to bump into each other from time to time. You may not remember that you're a soul family, that you knew each other prior to this life. But you've just got this groovy, awesome feeling in this life where you just truly love each other. And so because of that, we interact. We spend time together, right? However you want to view it. If this other before heaven thing's tough, well, okay, and they're just people you love, really, and you love a lot, and you have a great connection with them. Well, okay, then that's sufficient in my mind, too. It's enough energy to make you want to do good things and bump into these people. So it's part of that interaction. It's part of that being involved in others' lives, being a loving being someone that tries to be empathetic and helpful and caring and understands that we're all just doing our best to get along on this floating rock we call Earth, right? So a lot of it is just kind of remember that you're a part of something larger, that not everything is you pushed out. Not everything is you messing up. Not everything is an example of how you're maybe doing something wrong. No, you're doing everything fine. Law of attraction works 100% of the time, whether you're doing it consciously or not. It's always giving you more of what you are vibrating at, more of what you've been thinking about, more of what you've been believing about, more in what you've been focused on. More of that, regardless if you know it works or not. You don't need to like, hey, guess what? There's this thing called law of attraction, and when you figure out that it's there, and you can start using it. It's like, no, you're already using it. Everybody's using it. 100% of everybody is using it. Just most people don't realize it. And then even a smaller percentage of people actually start to learn how to control our mechanisms by which we create our energy or what we think about. Then you finally start to key in on the fact that, wow, that's all that really matters, is what I think and focus and believe on is what I'm going to create more of. And if I believe that this has to happen, it will. Period. It has to. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy that now will happen. So don't worry about bumping into some random strangeness every once in a while. Sometimes we're just trying to be a part of everyone else's life, right? I don't know. It's kind of a good way to go out with this song. By the way, I've been doing something a little different with music. YouTube's done something cool. It's made it harder for me to actually get music for my shows, at least more random music. I've got quite an eclectic library currently. But it seems that if I borrow music from YouTube, it doesn't work. I get flagged very quickly for copyright issues, and then I've got to completely cut it, which I think it's because I'm using other people's videos, which I think is very cool. So I am now, if I use my own CDs, because I own this music, I bought it, right? If I use these CDs, I'm able to still get within fair use laws, and they extend out much further than like 0 seconds, which has been sort of a bummer on some of my videos. So hopefully that matters. Anyway, harder to pick as many different songs, but again, I've got probably 800 CDs, and I still order them like mad. I know CDs, like who does that, right? Well, I'll explain one of these days maybe, but there is actually a reason why I think CDs are better. Even still today with digital music, and this YouTube thing just proves it in my mind a little further. But that all being said, going out with Creed, great song. It's called Arms Wide Open. It's right here on Dan RadioStyle.
Under the sunlight, we're gonna